Well, Mr. President, the first thing that everyone wants to know is when did you start painting?
I was an art agnostic for most of my life. It's a terrible admission to make, I know. I get back from Washington and I wrote a book and then another book. I'm trying to stay fit. I'm working a lot at the Bush Center there in Dallas, but it wasn't enough. You got to understand, when you're the president, you're going 100 miles an hour, and then the next day it's 0. And I had this kind of anxiousness to keep moving and to learn something. And so I read Winston Churchill's essay, Painting as a Pastime. I'm a big admirer of Churchill. He's a great leader. And he took up painting. And this essay is worth reading. And, you know, I basically said, what the hell, if this guy can paint, I can paint. And so I told that to Laura, and she said, yeah, sure. And I hired an instructor, Gail. And she came over to the house, and she said, you know, what's your objective? And I said, well, Gail, there's a Rembrandt trapped in this body. And so she came back realizing I was serious, and I painted a cube. And then I painted a watermelon. And it was a liberating experience. Not only was it liberating, it was an unbelievable learning experience. So I've been painting ever since for about 5 years.
Well, the first question we have is from Bettina. And she asks, did you have a history of painting as a child earlier in your life? And did your mom tape any of your school paintings on the refrigerator?
Well, I'm sure I was a finger painter. No. Bettina, I just wasn't all that interested in art. And now I am. So it goes to show you can teach an old dog new tricks. You know, it's interesting when you get to be our age, 70, and you're sitting around with your pals, you know, there's only 2 topics of conversation generally. What medicines are you taking? And how are your grandkids? And my buddies say, man, you got a passion for painting. And I said, yeah, you ought to try it. I can't paint, they say. I said, you know, it's funny. I said the same thing till 5 years ago. I'm living proof to tell you that you don't know what you can do unless you try it. And so my call for aging baby boomer is leg it out, you know, run to the finish line. And painting has enabled me to do that.
Next question is, what medicines are you taking and how are your
The grandkids are great. Very strong, Fred. Okay. I didn't think you had it in you, but
trying my best, Mr.
awesome.
President.